Hey, what is up, guys? This is Cody on the Cash Kelly and AC Sports Network. I'm here bringing you the Talladega post-race video. Sorry I didn't get it out earlier, but I meant to kind of delay it a little bit because on these restrictor plate tracks, NASCAR has to go through film and sort through everything to make sure that everything is accurate. And just because Talladega is such close racing, and they're four abreast at multiple times during the race, and at the finish especially, they have to get that accurate, so sometimes it takes them a couple days to get that out. So I just waited a couple days to make sure that information was all accurate, so I wasn't providing you guys with information that was not accurate. Okay, so let's jump to it. Clint Bowyer won on a last lap pass on his teammate Jeff Burton. It was good to see Jeff Burton finish well again. Looked like he was going to win the race coming off of turn 4, but Bowyer passed him coming through off the corner and through the tri-oval. He made some contact, and nothing big came out of that. But the strategies in the race were really interesting too. Just with what you were going to do for the race. I mean, you can either stay in the front and try to stay in front of the big wreck, or you can go behind and kind of lag back there, like points leader Carl Edwards did, like Jimmie Johnson and Dale Jr. did. And you can do that kind of thing and try to miss it. But either way, people get caught up in stuff. Jimmie Johnson got caught up in some contact. And speaking of chasers that got caught up in messes, Kurt Busch, Kyle Busch, Ryan Newman, and Kevin Harvick all finished poorly because of being involved in accidents. Kyle Busch was involved in what you could call the big wreck in this race on, I don't know what lap it was on. But it involved like 7 cars, I believe, 7 or 8 cars. Kurt Busch was involved in Regan Smith's wreck, and Kevin Harvick was also involved in that big wreck with Kyle Busch. And Ryan Newman was involved in a crash that just tore the front end of his car up, and that was kind of unfortunate for him. So right now, with Carl Edwards finishing 11th, we have 4 or 5 guys, I'd say, still solidly left in contention. The 6th place driver is 40 points out. That's still a full race. So that's, I'd say, he's pretty much done now with 4 races remaining. Carl Edwards is the points leader. He's he's not 11 points. He finished in 11th. He's 14 points ahead of Matt Kenseth, 18 ahead of Brad Keselowski, 19 ahead of Tony Stewart, and 26 ahead of Kevin Harvick. So this race is still shaping up to be a good one with this many people in contention with 4 races left. Should be interesting to watch. And just another little fact here, the Hendrick cars during the race, they didn't finish well at all. I mean, they waited in the back, Johnson and Jr. especially, and they got screwed over by the last caution because the track had to be cleaned up, and there were only 2 laps remaining when they had to go to the front of the field, and they were like in the 20s in positions, and they ended up getting clogged up back there because there was nowhere to go on the racetrack. So I think they ended up finishing something like 26th and 27th or something like that. And Jeff Gordon finished back there with them as well in the lower 20s. So that really ruined Johnson's hopes for a 5th championship. He was still driving, he was going strong, and or 6th championship, excuse me. He was going strong, and it was overall a pretty exciting race. I still say that I prefer the pack racing as opposed to this 2-car draft, but it has to be done. So, just to get the most speed for the drivers. That's how they figured out they get the most speed. And we'll see into the future if NASCAR does anything to prevent it, because a lot of people don't like it, but a lot of people do like it. Races are starting to get a little boring with the 2-car tandem drafting until the last laps of the race, the later stages. So, yeah, we'll have to see if they do anything about that. Another good story that did come out of the day, though, was, as I said in the pre-race video, there's guys that finish better than they normally do, and that's good for their teams, and they just don't get the opportunities. So, when they do finish well, it's just nice for the sport. And Mike Wallace won the truck race. That was great. He's getting a lot of support. I'm happy for him with that. But Dave Blaney finished 3rd. He was pushed by Brad Keselowski to that finish. that was a great finish for Dave. He's a good guy in the garage area, and he just hasn't gotten many opportunities as of late. And Michael Waltrip finished 9th. He's known for his restrictor plate racing abilities, and he showed them in this race. So looking forward to next week, we're going to a polar opposite of Talladega Superspeedway in the tiny paperclip Martinsville. So there's going to be a lot of beating and banging on that track. If you like close racing, you'll like that. I'll have the pre-race video for you right here on this channel.